Okay. All right. Cool. Sorry about the delay for this gTLD hangout. We had some technical issues. We've got them resolved now. But again, my name is Judd. I'm on the reseller team, and in the room here with me is Brian. You're probably familiar with him. We have some special guests to introduce some of the new TLDs that we'll be bringing on board, as well as the new kind of infrastructure and capabilities. One of them is Brian, and the other is Tapan. They are a marketing and product manager, respectively. I'll let them introduce themselves, and then from there they'll share what's coming, and feel free to ask questions.
Great, I'll get started. So my name's Brian Still. I'm a senior marketing manager on domains at GoDaddy. I apologize for the headset. I know I'm the only one that's got a headset, but I am dialing in from my desk. And I'm really excited to be here and talking with all of you and giving you an update of where we're at with the new domains.
Hey, my name is Tapan. I'm a product manager on the domains team, and I'm responsible for the search and merchandising infrastructure. And I'll be talking to you about the cool features that we have launched with regards to the search results page, as well as the search results, which are available to you now, and the future features will be rolling to you in the next few weeks.
And I'll introduce myself again. I'm Brian. You guys probably see me at a couple of hangouts as well as different events. I'm an engineer on the Reseller Control Center and reseller team. Cool. So I'll hand it over to Brian to introduce what's coming, and he'll help you understand what's coming and how best to market it, and maybe some early feedback that we've seen from the market in terms of the TLDs that are getting some traction.
Great. So hopefully everybody's aware that there are new domains that have been launching since February. These new domains are different than what we've had in the past. So to date, we've had 155 new domains launch, and of the 155, 104 are in general availability. And these domains are different from the .com, the .net, the .org, the .edu, the .co's that we're used to. These domains are more industry-specific, profession-specific, and trade-specific. So, for example, there's a .menu for those that are in the food and drink industry. There's a .plumbing for those who are in the professional services industry, and so forth. One thing that's different with these domains that you might be used to in the past is there's varying pricing. So pricing is going to vary by the domain. It's going to vary by the SLD. And there's going to be domains that are going to be premium domains, which will have a different price to them and a more premium price to them. The good news with all of this and what it means to you and to your customers is that your customers can be more specific in their domain of what their business is, to let their customers know that they're in photography. So for example, if Bob Smith has a photography business that he wants to go online with, he can do bobsmith.photography as an example. Let's see. There's a lot of information I want to give to you. So one of the things to think about when you're looking at these domains and how to sell them to your customer is, one, it helps your customer be more specific in what they do. Two, it helps them get more new and more customers by being specific. And three, it helps them identify their business so that they can either grow their business or drive their business more online. I don't know, Jed, if there's any questions coming in yet.
I'm not seeing any, but I think that's a helpful introduction. So as Brian mentioned, we're going to be bringing on a lot of the TLDs that we have here at GoDaddy now that we've got the infrastructure in place. And some of the specific edges of where that is that these are going to be things that are in GA only, so we won't have pre-reg just yet. That's stuff that we'll be working on later. But it will be all general availability, and we'll support tiered pricing and the claims process. I know that Tapan can speak to some of the search capabilities that just rolled this last week, so I'm going to hand it over to him to speak to for a minute.
Sure. So what we have rolled to you for your customers is a brand new interface, which is more of an e-commerce experience. So if you have used e-commerce sites across the internet, and you're used to, and so are your customers used to sites like Amazon and eBay, they would see a new refreshing experience to be able to buy domains. The search algorithms have been built from the ground up to be able to surface relevant results to your customers based on their queries. Now have a very better understanding about what the user's intent are and what would be the right name to surface to them, and what would be the names which would make more sense to their customers. As a result of which, surfacing these names and improving the probability of conversion goes higher. In addition, with these new gTLDs coming out on an ongoing basis, we have built in means so that whenever a new gTLD comes out the door, those are available to you right away, and those are built in terms of being relevant to the user as soon as they start searching for the new extensions. So if you imagine if .food was available today and .restaurant is available a week later, when a customer searches for food services related businesses today, they only see .food. But in the future, a week from now, they would automatically see .restaurant and .food surface with similar relevance scores, so that they would be relevant to your customer for them to be able to make the choice in terms of what is the most relevant gTLD for them. In addition, providing tools such as filters so that your customers can choose by price, choose by the extension they were specifically interested in, or even choose by the geography of their business are a great help for a customer to narrow down the search results to find something which they are truly passionate about. Using your user's IP address, we are also able to understand what are the names which will be more relevant to customers coming from a specific region. So if you see a customer coming in from Queens in New York City, you would know to surface a .New York City, a .NYC to them, because if they are a local business, .NYC shows more to to all their customers that they are a local business and serving the specific region. Hence, the new search functionalities which are built in and which we plan to keep enhancing on an ongoing basis will give the most value to your customers in terms of finding the best name, and finding the best name as fast as possible so that they can actually get on and start building their business from the get-go.
Thanks, Stepan. Just a quick question. Is this technology, sounds like this is proprietary technology for GoDaddy and differentiated amongst other competitors, is that right?
That is completely correct. What we have built is, we have built this from the ground up using all in-house technology built by research scientists at GoDaddy, learning from past 15 years worth of searches from GoDaddy customers to understand what truly are your customers as well as our customers looking for, and surfacing the right results to them so that the chances of somebody finding the best name, such that so many of these new gTLDs are available, becomes very relevant as well as a pleasant experience.
And are there any differences between what GoDaddy has in that experience and what these resellers will be getting?
So currently there are no differences between what GoDaddy has versus what resellers get. So you get the best, latest and greatest search results as what GoDaddy serves to their own customers available to you at the same time.
That's great. And so I'll follow up with a few things. In terms of timing, I know that's a big question. Now that we've got this infrastructure in place, we expect these gTLDs and ccTLDs to roll very shortly. We don't have exact timing at the moment, but it will be a phased rollout, so we won't roll them all on the same day. You'll get chunks of them across the course of a week or two, and then you'll finally have all of them. And this way, we're just trying to make sure that what we roll doesn't break anything, and that you're getting high-quality stuff and are able to accommodate it. Are there any questions at this point? I'm just refreshing to make sure that I've got no questions coming in.
One of the things, I'll chime in here. One of the things I want to build off upon, so there's new domains that are launching each week. And so from a reseller perspective, the best thing for you to do is to check in on a frequent basis to look to see which TLDs and CCTLDs have become available for general availability so that you can position and market those to your customers. And they're across all industries, so definitely keep checking back. It's really good to be on top of it and to be able to be that point contact for your customers of the new TLDs and be able to recommend the right TLDs for your customers, as well as it's an opportunity for you to look for new customers based on these new domains that are coming out. So I would strongly recommend that you continue to check back at the new domains. We're going to have close to 500 domains released by the end of this year. And so we've got a very aggressive schedule, launching domains each week. And so again, I can't impress strong enough to continue to check back to see which domains launch each week.
Cool. And I think that, one other thing to make a point is, and I'm not sure if I said this earlier, but we lagged to get these to you, and we apologize for that. But going forward, we've laid down the right groundwork so that the new TLDs that come online will happen for us and you at the same time. And so we're very excited about that. And so we took a little bit longer, but now we're set up for success going forward. Looks like there's a question that's come in. Hold on a second. How are the gTLDs prioritized for the release? For example, how would .technology be available but .text still be coming soon? On the tails of that question, is there a calendar around a release schedule? So I know what we're doing internally, and I'll switch this over to Brian or to Pont to comment more, but I know what we're doing internally is rolling out ones that have no tiered pricing first, for example, to make sure that those ones are solid, and then we'll follow by the ones that have tiered pricing. But in general, you'll get them all within a week or two from each other. So I'm not sure that there's a official schedule that I've seen. And then Brian, to Pont, do you guys have plans, or is there a place for folks to go to see what the schedule is for the TLDs that will be coming out beyond this initial rollout?
So the first place that I would recommend that resellers go to is GoDaddy.com/new domains. That is going to be the place that we're going to have domains that are available for general availability as those that are available for pre-registration. Other than that, there is a little bit of a schedule there, but not too forward-looking because there's a lot of things that can happen. For instance, there could be a, let's say, .real estate domain that is scheduled to be released on July 25th, as an example. If we publish that, and if something happens from the registry perspective or from whatever, and that date gets pushed, then it's tough to re-communicate out the date. So we do not publish a schedule that's that far out in advance. And again, one of the biggest things is because the different registries have different domains, and it's really based upon when they release those domains on when we're able to provide those to the reseller channel.
Yeah, I think that, so basically the short story is there's a lot of moving parts, so it's hard to predict the future. As we get more data, we'll be sure to share with this community when things are coming out, because obviously we know that you want to plan how to engage your customers and how to market your business around them. And so as soon as dates get locked in, we'll make sure that we share that with you. There was a clarifying question around the specific timing around if there's a hard date when they will be available and whether or not the pre-registration is included in. We're not in a position to share the specific dates, but as I mentioned, I believe that we will have these to you in very short order as soon as some of these infrastructure pieces that we just rolled out stabilize. And in terms of the pre-registration, yeah, this first rollout will not include pre-registration. It will be general availability only, and pre-registration is something that's continuing to be worked on. Looking at the question, so if we choose to introduce them slowly so that we can do some pre-marketing beforehand, will they only show in the suggested domains that a customer is presented with if they've enabled it, or if they've enabled by us in the RCC prior? Let me see if I can understand that question. So,
are they asking if there's a switch to flip in RCC?
Yeah, so I think it's saying if we want to introduce them slowly so that we can do some pre-marketing, will they show in the suggested domain section the customer is presented with if they have enabled us by RCC prior. You want to do that or do you want?
So yeah, in the RCC under the domains, you can, we've set it up so that as the domains are rolled out, you'll start to see them in RCC. And I think you can opt in and opt out of which domains you want to show, and then set your pricing on those domains. And that's more for the, it'll be like a markup or whatever. So if you don't want to offer certain domains and something like that, I certainly think that's a definite option. The other thing is, like, you may see in RCC a day or two or before a domain shows up on your front of site that it shows up in RCC. So you can always just check RCC for any news releases or new domains that show up or what's coming. So there's no exact dates. I don't know when they'll come in RCC first, and then they'll show in front of site, but on your storefront. But that might happen, so just understand that.
Cool, and I think if you've got your RCC setting to say automatically opt into new products, then they'll roll. We'll respect those settings as we push the gTLDs.
Yes.
It seems like some people are saying we have audio issues. Is anyone else seen that? Cool. Any other questions?
I'm getting a little audio feedback on our mic. I don't know if that's part of it.
Cool. So I'll give it another minute for additional questions, and then we can wrap up. Brian, real quick, are there any final closing remarks that you'd make in terms of how to best position these, or the ones that you're seeing get the most traction and maybe why they're getting the most traction, so that these guys know where to push and whatnot?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing is to think about how does this impact your business and how does this help you sell these new domains to your customers. So just a couple things to think about. There's hundreds of new domains that will be coming out this year into next year. You can help your customers find the best name for them by continually checking back to see what's available. And really what the new domains do for your customers is it helps them grow their business. It helps them get online. It helps them attract more customers. It helps them be more specific to their customer in what they do. And it tells the customer exactly what they do. And so those are the key points as you think about how to position and sell these to your customers, to think through those talking points. One of the things I like to share is just a little bit of pricing. So I know that I'm surprised there hasn't been a buy rate question yet, but some of the top TLDs that we've seen so far are like a .guru, a .club, a .today, a .photography, a .email. And so these are some things that you're going to want to consider for your customers, and just some basic buy rate information. So a .guru has suggested retail price of $39.99. The basic buy rate for that is $29.99. If you have a pro buy rate, it's $25.99, and a super buy rate of $25.19. To give you an example of what the buy rate pricing is for one of the TLDs that is available.
I'm not seeing any other questions. One last shout out, Brian. Did you want to say something?
No, it's just like top one. Did you want to chime in on follow?
Yeah, so prior there was a conversation about how do we know what are the new gTLDs which are coming out. As Brian mentioned, on GoDaddy.com/new domains, we have the ability for you to be able to follow specific new extensions which are coming out. And as these new extensions come out, you would automatically be notified via email about the availability and the different phases for that specific extension. So that is a great way for you to stay in touch with as soon as we have dates for something which is going to be available either in GA or in pre-reg, for you to be notified, so that you can either use RCC as a way to be notified about what new domains are available to you, as well as use emails for the extensions that you follow to understand which are the ones which are coming up soon, so that you can be well prepared ahead of time for you to be able to make those changes in RCC to make those extensions available to your customers.
Great, thank you, Tapan. So again, hopefully hopefully you guys are excited. We are. This is, obviously something that we're very close to, and that you guys have been pushing us on, and we believe that we are just around the corner from that. I know that people are pushing us to give specific dates, but just know that it is soon, and keep an eye out for them. Just because you're starting to see the changes in our product right now means that these things are coming very fast. Please let us know if you have questions. We'll give you, we'll put some alerts in the product and in the community just to let you know the specific details as things roll out. And for future looking TLDs, we'll be sure to post there as well on when you can expect things as we learn ourselves. Thank you again for joining, and thank you, Brian and Tom, for taking a few minutes to share your expertise with the crew here. We'll obviously stay on top of this hangout afterwards and make sure that any additional questions get answered. Thanks again.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.